Good afternoon. I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster, here with Weather Now, Kentucky, and we are starting our live coverage of this afternoon's severe weather threat. Again, including all modes of severe weather and all portions of that outlook box. And of course, we will get started here in just a moment. If you would not mind, as you're coming into the broadcast, of course, say hello so we can greet you and share the broadcast out to your news feed so that way your friends and family can view it and get up to date on what to expect. Again, we do have another window of severe weather. Guess if you guys have been outside, although you shouldn't be traveling today with all the flooding going on, but if you have been outside, you can feel a massive difference in the atmosphere, and that is fueling our threat for severe weather, which we have here for you live now. We do have 4 active warnings in Kentucky. Again, that does include Bowling Green. Let's go left to right here. It does include Hardin, Farmington, Murray, out there in southwestern Kentucky. We'll read the individual bulletins here in just 1 second. It does also include Bowling Green, Plano, Woodburn, and Smiths Grove, Kentucky, down there in south central portions of the state. And then out here for eastern Kentucky, we have Buckhorn down here to Markham, Roark, down there in southeastern Kentucky. By the way, this was in a 1 out of 5 general thunderstorm risk. So again, everyone in the state kind of needs to just pay attention tonight as we head throughout the afternoon and evening here. Again, we do have the potential, I believe, everywhere to see severe weather. Now, I do think out in western Kentucky, we do have the greater potential. But again, I do believe, again, you can kind of see it for yourself here. We have a couple of rogue cells out here in eastern Kentucky where there's a bunch of instability available. I mean, almost 4,000 joules per kilogram of CAPE. I know that nerdy wording doesn't mean a whole lot to you folks, but that's a lot of fuel for storms to go. So there's a lot of fuel rocketing up into Kentucky right now. I do want to show you the line of storms here up to our north. This line is our warm front. You kind of see it on the temperature here as well. Let me go and pull that up. That warm front is beginning to surge north. I can tell you that about 10 minutes ago, Elizabethtown, just for example, because this is where I look at a lot, this is where I live, it was 67 degrees. So you can tell that even over the last 10 to 15 minutes, the temperature has rose over 1.5 degrees, and that is rocketing. And again, down there, look down there in south central Kentucky, almost the mid 80s. You got an 85-degree reading here in Burkesville, Kentucky. So quite the advancement of warm air here, and that's going to help fuel the thunderstorms into severe weather. All right, let's go ahead and read the individual bulletins here. Again, starting left to right, and then of course I will get into greeting you guys. Justin, thank you for becoming a supporter on Facebook. I appreciate that. We have a 5th warning now, by the way. Again, we do have supercells starting to form in Kentucky. This was kind of a 50-50 thing. We may even see that watch get rapidly expanded out here to central Kentucky. We'll talk about that here in a second. Again, this was kind of 50-50, so the watch wasn't issued there at first. Let's read the bulletins left to right here again. Thank you guys for sharing the broadcast. You guys have heard me a lot the last few days say that you guys are helping us to spread this life-saving information out. Thank you for doing your part. I really do appreciate that. All right, let's read the bulletins left to right here. This is going to be for Callaway County, Marshall County, and East Central Graves County for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and quarter-size tail. That goes for another 37 minutes out there. This one is going to be for Callaway County, Marshall County, and Trigg County, again for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and 1-inch diameter held there for another 37 minutes. For our Bowling Green folks, to Plano, to Woodburn, down here just north of Franklin, Kentucky, also including Alvaton, we have another severe thunderstorm warning here. This goes for another 37 or 21 minutes. 1-inch diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust in that box. This one for Smiths Grove to Park City. Again, this is going to be for Warren, Barron, and Edmonson counties. 1-inch diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust there. Out here in eastern Kentucky, we do see 2 more severe warnings, both for about 5 to 20 minutes there. Again, going to be for 1-inch diameter hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust in both of these boxes. So you see the main threat right now. And again, as that better shear gets to work in here over time, I think we'll see these cells continue to strengthen over time. Trying to find a radar. It's right in the middle of all these so we can see all of them, but it's kind of where we're at right now. By the way, how do you guys like the new font and new layout of the map that WeatherWise provided for us just a little bit ago? Are you guys a big fan? Is this making it easier for you guys to see the map on the broadcast and see the city names? Let me know. Let me know. Amber, hello to you. Anna, hello. Angel, hello. Anna, hello. On the other, there's 2 Annas here. One on Facebook, one on Twitter, or on YouTube. Do you think tornadoes are possible? Yes, Megan, I do. I just joined anything about Elizabethtown. Again, we gave all that forecast information throughout the day. Of course, this broadcast is more about the nowcasting, but I do think there is a general severe thunderstorm risk in pretty much all of Kentucky today with that warm front lifting all the way up to the Ohio River. Yes, it's a lot better? Okay, great. George, we love you, but we're tired of seeing your face. Hey, the film's mutual. I'm tired of seeing your all's names. I'm just kidding. I love y'all. But I get your point there. This has been an exhausting stretch. Bobby says, best radar I've ever seen. I got to clip that real quickly because the Weatherwise folks will love that. How do I clip? I can't remember. I'll just add a stream marker there. Do you think tornadoes are possible in southeastern Kentucky where the storm is now toward hazard? I do not. There's no real wind shear or helicity out there. I know, again, nerdy words there, but tornadoes need those to occur. That best energy, I'll show you real quickly, it's back out here in western Kentucky, as you can see from this map here. Again, this is what we call 1 kilometer shear. So this is the lowest point of the atmosphere, closer to us at the surface, that shows the wind shear. You can see the better wind shear is positioned out in western Kentucky. The better cape or instability or fuel for storms does exist down in eastern Kentucky. But again, you have to have the best mixing of all three. So what you do when you're looking at these maps here is, again, you try to find the best mixing of all three. And the best mixing of all three is easily out there in western, maybe even south central Kentucky. I would not be surprised at this point to see that watch maybe expand just a little bit to the east. I don't think it's going to expand too much. Again, these are mainly for the prefrontal cells. By the way, we do have a new outlook out. They did expand the enhanced risk out to central Kentucky. Let's go ahead and show you the new categorical outlook. Central Kentucky along the I-65 line now, back into western Kentucky now under a 3 out of 5 risk for severe weather. To Lexington, Frankfort, to Louisville, Horse Cave, Bowling Green, Glasgow, Scottsville, general area of that yellow zone. That is going to be your 2 out of 5 risk now. And your 1 out of 5 risk is going to be out here for far eastern Kentucky, where we still see severe warnings down here. So, genuinely, no matter who you ask me about, what county you ask me about, city you ask me about, I think there is a severe risk this afternoon and evening. It's just that the more west you go, the greater that risk is. Let's look at your tornado odds, where we do have an increased tornado outlook. Significant tornadoes possible now from Madisonville to Seabreeze, Princeton, Marion, Sturgis, Hopkinsville, Benton, Murray, Mayfield, Paducah, Barwell, Clinton, where you see that hatched area. In central Kentucky, where that yellow is, significant tornado hatch does not reach you, but you do now have a 10% tornado risk. So the severe tornado odds are creeping up. And I did make a post on this earlier where I felt like they were kind of creeping up a little bit. Brown area is your 5% risk for tornadoes, and your green area is your 2% risk. Your wind risk looks like this. Once again, now a 30% risk does exist along the I-65 corridor here to the points west here. 15% in yellow, 5% in wind. I'm just going to roll through these real quickly, guys, and then I'm going to post these out on our social medias because these are brand new. Hail risk is not that great today. Again, with the warming trend that we are seeing, it's getting warm above our heads as well. So the hail risk is not all too great today, but we could still see brief instances of slightly larger hail, especially, again, the more west you go. So you see the theme here, folks. There is a general severe risk for all of Kentucky today, but the more west that you go, the better those severe odds are. So again, generally, in my opinion, I think along I-65 to points west is that best area, especially out there in western Kentucky. We're already seeing tornado warnings pop up out down here toward Texas where that purple shade is. So again, we do see that severe risk. I'm going to, just give me 1 second, I want to get this map posted out to our pages real quickly so you guys can zoom in and view, do all that good stuff. I am going to cut off eastern Kentucky just a little bit. Again, don't really feel like there's a massive severe threat out there. I mean, of course, you do have a couple severe warnings now, but I don't think it's anything that's going to last too incredibly long out there. I could be wrong, but I just don't think it's anything too incredible. So give me just 1 moment. I'm getting this screenshotted up real quickly. Let's do wind. I'm not going to really go do the hell one. Screw it. We'll just go ahead and do it. We're already doing the rest of them. All right, so again, I'm going to leave this up on the map for just 1 second so you see that categorical outlook for yourselves once again there. Again, I'm going to kind of cut off eastern Kentucky a little bit so we can zoom in on all the nameplates there. All the nameplates are there, guys. Look at the map there. You'll know where your risk zone is while I get this posted out. Again, this is a brand new outlook coming out. Okay, it's posted on the Twitter. Let's get it posted on the Facebook real quickly. Okay, now it's posted on the Facebook. So if you want to like take a still image and just go look at it's now posted on Facebook and Twitter for you guys to go do that. Again, general severe thunderstorm risk for pretty much everyone in Kentucky today. It's just obviously as you see the map here, the more west you go, the better that severe risk. So I'm gonna leave this map up here for just a second, and then we're gonna get back to the warnings that are active right now. That is a severe thunderstorm warning in Murray right now for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Also for Bowling Green and the Bowling Green general area, and then out there just to the west of Hazard, just to the west of Cumberland, severe warning out there for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Timeline, again, the timeline is anywhere between now, obviously, where we see these rogue supercells jumping up in front of the line, and then we have a main line coming in very late tonight. So the timeline, unfortunately, is very, very long here. It's anywhere between now to 3 a.m. Eastern time, and I'll show you the latest model data here in a second. I just want to take a second, let everyone look at this map real quickly, so hopefully we can cut down on the backyard questions. I'm just going to give our emergency folks a heads up. We try to make sure everyone's got the nice heads up there so we keep all of you folks nice and safe. What in the world is going on outside? Oh, okay. And Kelly. Everyone has been updated now. Oh my goodness, Betty with the $50 donation. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, Betty. Okay. Has everyone gotten the map here good? No, this is the general outlook. I'll go ahead and switch to the tornado outlook right here. And again, all these maps have been posted to our Twitter and Facebook as of the last 2 minutes. So if you do miss, if I do kind of skip through here, again, all these maps have been posted. That's correct, Papa. That's a name right there. So tornadoes are possible, he says, or so tornadoes are possible, but shouldn't be strong the more east it gets. Yes, that's correct. The more significant or intense tornadoes, if you will, possibility will be the more west you go. And that's going to be the same thing for every parameter here. Caitlin, I can't answer that for sure. Gina, no, this is the final update, I think, before the storm actually really gets going here. So I don't expect any more changes after this. Oh, I'm so sorry. The colors on that other outlook we just showed you, that was a 3 out of 5 for orange, 2 out of 5 for yellow, 1 out of 5 for green. Yes, Caitlin, I will check that just 1 second. All right, I'm gonna check back in on the radar real quickly. We'll come back to the maps here in just 1 second. Yeah, I really don't see any rotation on this one in Bowling Green. For Caitlin that was asking that. Don't see any rotation there. There is some very broad upper level rotation, but that usually indicates damaging winds. That does not indicate tornadoes. Let's look over there here at these cells. So this is a little bit stronger. So you see the difference here. So this one is definitely trying to rotate a little bit just to the east of Murray. This will head up toward Katie's here very soon. Again, so that one's got a little bit better of a signature there. See how it's more vibrant, a lot more closer together. Whereas if you look out here in Bowling Green, it's a lot more dull, a little bit more broad, a little bit more wide. This usually indicates damaging winds. This over here usually indicates a storm is trying to rotate more toward the surface. So again, and more toward the surface usually does mean tornadic at that point. Over here for, again, no rotation here at all out here in eastern Kentucky. And again, these storms over here in eastern Kentucky today are going to struggle to rotate because there's no lower level wind shear out here. So again, and this one's starting to get a hook out here. So I'm going to watch this one in Murray for a second. Again, this one, we're starting to see that hook. You guys know what this means. So we're going to watch this one for just a second here. They may update this to add 8. Yep, and there it is. Tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning now. Just to the east of Murray, this is going to head between the Lakes National Recreation Area. Again, if you want to look at those outlook maps that we were looking at there, we have posted those to the page. No, again, I think everyone has a general severe thunderstorm risk today in Kentucky. But once again, the more west you go, the greater the severe risk. And again, we have those new Outlook maps posted to our page on Twitter and Facebook. We just posted those within the last 5 minutes. I gotta turn my ringer on. I gotta text my wife to see if she'll bring me my phone charger. I want to charge my phone up. Can you bring me my phone charger, please? Okay. All right. Do want to show you real quickly before this thing does start to get more severe out here in Murray. Someone let me know if that goes warned for a tornado. I do want to show you the newest model data coming in right now. This just finished up here, just so you can have some general timelines here when to expect things. Again, this is not going to be perfect because we really don't. You should not use models the day of, but this is just going to give you a general time frame of things. So this is valid for right now, 4 p.m. Eastern time. You can see it is picking up on those cells in western Kentucky. It is picking up on those cells toward Bowling Green and to the eastern portion of Kentucky. These will continue to travel north by about 6 p.m. Eastern time. They should be along the parkways there and may still be rotating along that entire parkway, especially from I-65 to points west there. And then as we approach 7 p.m. Eastern time, it's now north of the parkways into places like Hardin County, Grayson County, and going out toward Daviess County, Ohio County, going out toward Nelson, LaRue, maybe Taylor County as well. By about 8 p.m. Eastern time. These cells should begin to die down at some point because the influence from that storm line to our west should begin to influence these storms to die down. And then here's your main line coming in around 10 to 11 p.m. Eastern time, knocking on western Kentucky's door out there. This will be rotating in western Kentucky by the time it enters there around 11 p.m. or midnight or so. And then after it gets into western Kentucky, this line should begin to weaken. So again, we still will keep a low end severe risk for this line, but this line will mainly just be a lot of rain. Again, you still see that low end severe risk mainly for far western Kentucky, but as for the rest of Kentucky on the main line later tonight, the severe risk is very, very low. So for the majority of Kentucky, your timeline for severe weather really is basically now until about 8 p.m. Eastern time, with a much lower end risk for that secondary or that main line, if you will, that we just saw there. As for Western Kentucky, of course, you keep that window pretty much the entire next 12 hours, unfortunately. Yes, Megan. Bailey, it's going to be hard to see, but because again, they're going to be starting to weaken by the time they get across that parkway there. But again, there is that potential for rotating storms in E-Town. Of course, we cannot guarantee that. Checking back in on our severe cell out here in Eastern Kentucky again. I think this is probably going to just remain a severe thunderstorm warning. I don't see any rotation there. Once again, there's no real wind energy out here for storms to work with out in Eastern Kentucky. And these storms are moving at about a speed of 60, or I'm sorry, about 30 miles per hour. So they're not going very. Wait, what? Oh, they updated the max wind gusts. Max wind gusts now on this cell here. This is going to be our strongest cell right now out here in Western Kentucky. They do have max parameters here, 1.75 inches diameter of hail there, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts in this cell, as well as a tornado being possible. Again, just to the northeast of Murray, heading toward Land Between the Lakes National Recreation Area out there in far southwestern Kentucky. They are going to allow this warning in Bowling Green to expire. This storm cell is weakening per the National Weather Service. Again, you can read it right there. This storm, which prompted the warning, has weakened below severe limits and no longer poses an immediate threat to life or property. Therefore, the warning will be allowed to expire. However, gusty winds and heavy rain are still possible with this thunderstorm. So again, you heard that there for you folks in Bowling Green and Plano. Again, this storm is weakening down there. There's no real rotation at BG. Again, you heard it there first from the National Weather Service. No real rotation on that cell. That cell to the north there in Smiths Grove, that one does look to be a little bit stronger. No real rotation on it, but maybe involving some hail there. They're going to allow that one to expire too. So both of these cells out here in south central Kentucky are going to be allowed to expire. We'll keep an eye on those to see if they ramp back up. Again, guys, main time frame is anywhere between now and about 4 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, that's the main time frame. I can't get any more specific than that. We do now have a tornado warning out here, and this does look like it's beginning to spin up. This is going to be for, let's go ahead and read the bulletin here. This is going to be a radar-indicated tornado warning for Trigg and Callaway counties out there in western Kentucky. Tornado and hail up to 2 inches in diameter. So the hail threat is really growing, by the way. That's lime-sized hail. This is enough to knock the windshields out in your vehicle and cause a lot of damages to roofs. So again, this is a very dangerous storm now occurring out there for the Land Between the Lakes area. Wrangler's Campground and Turkey Bay. It'll be in your areas around 3:45 p.m. Central Time, and Canton around 3:55 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Again, take cover, get to the lowest, most interior portion of your building. We do have our first tornado warning of the day out here for southwestern Kentucky for Canton, Donaldson, Linton, Faxon, Boatwright, and Hamlin. I do want to point out they did issue a new severe thunderstorm warning. I believe, yes, they did. This is going to be for, again, large hail, up to ping pong ball-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible in this cell toward Horse Cave, Cave City, and Park City, as well as exiting Smith's Grove. So this is another growingly dangerous thunderstorm up here for Horse Cave, Cave City, and Park City. Again, this warning goes for the next 34 minutes, folks. The warning toward Bowling Green will be allowed to expire. The most notable warning right now is your tornado warning out here for southwestern Kentucky. No, the storm threat for Alvaton is no longer a real threat, as you can read here from the National Weather Service. Inkslinger, hello. Again, thank you to everyone that's sharing the broadcast. I appreciate your guys' help with helping us spread this information out there. Again, thank you guys very much for your time to share the broadcast on your newsfeed so that way your friends and family can view it. Thank you very much. I want to see if we have any reports out here from southwestern Kentucky. Again, guys, we have posted the severe maps, brand new severe maps, onto our Twitter and Facebook. I ask that you go look at those to get your answers questions answered there. Right now, we are covering the immediate warnings that are occurring right now in Kentucky. Again, we just posted fresh new maps on our pages for you guys to go look at with those details there. The time frame is anywhere between now and 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Oh, we have a large hail core out here just to the northeast of Murray. Again, this is heading toward Donaldson, Linton, Hamlin, and Canton, Kentucky. Very, very large hail core here. This is probably going to exceed 2 inches in diameter. Want to see if we have any rotation. Very weak on the rotation signatures, but once again, this could be spinning up at any point. We do have correlation drops everywhere. This does indicate large hail is occurring out there in southwestern Kentucky. Checking back in on our friends in Horse Cave and Cave City. Let's go ahead and switch to the radar there and see what we have going on that location. A growing hail core out here, probably ping pong ball sized hail happening right now at Smith's Grove, heading out toward Rocky Hill, Park City, and Cave City. If this does continue on, this will impact Horse Cave, Kentucky as well. But right now, we do have a strong hail core occurring in Park City. Maybe some smaller hail happening back out here toward Plano and Alvaton along the I-65 corridor there. But this warning will again be allowed to expire here in 1 minute. I don't see any rotation with either of those cells. Very broad upper level rotation, again indicating a larger hail core and damaging wind threat. We do have a big warning out here in eastern Kentucky that's just gotten issued out here, likely for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, and that is the case. Some quarter-sized hail possible as well for Hazard, DeHiden, and Daisy, Vico out here in eastern Kentucky. We do have another warning down here for southeastern Kentucky for 1-inch diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust as well from Williamsburg to Pleasant View, again in the far southern portions of Kentucky there. By the way, once again, want to remind you guys, this portion of Kentucky out here is in a 1 out of 5 tornado or a 1 out of 5 severe risk. So that just goes to show you everyone in Kentucky needs to be paying attention tonight. I don't care what risk you're at. because, again, I think any of these storms are capable of damaging winds. The more east you go, the more intense the severe risk is. And again, we do have all those new maps posted on our page on both Twitter and Facebook for you guys to go view. Again, to search Weather Now - Kentucky. We do have this, again, this cell looks the most impressive over here. Let's go ahead and check. Oh, that is a large hail core. That's a large hail core out there just to the northeast of Murray. Again, heading right for the Land Between the Lakes National Recreation Area. Very, very large hail core. Probably talking about maybe up toward lime size, approaching golf ball sized hail. By the way, I do want to show you guys. We do have, I saved this from the National Weather Service a long time ago. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Why does it show me the bookmarks that I have? Okay, here we go. Let's save this image real quick so I can show it to you guys. This is how you know what kind of hail to expect whenever we say certain diameters. All right, let's see here. Let's pull this up now. Look at all the radar images we've taken the last few days. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's kind of your hail reference, and I'll reference back to this multiple times throughout the broadcast, but just so you guys know, here is kind of your hail reference. So 2 inches in diameter is about the size of a line that you would buy from the store. 2.5 inches in diameter is about tennis ball. 2.75 inches is about baseball. 1.75 is about golf ball size. Ping pong ball is about 1.5 inch. Quarter size is about 1 inch diameter. So on and so forth. Again, I will reference this multiple times on the broadcast. So for right now, I'm going to close it back out. Want to check back in on this tornado warning cell out here. Rotation does look like it's starting to strengthen up just a little bit. Not anything overly impressive. See if we have any clean correlation drops. Not really. Again, just want to reiterate, we do have 4 more severe warnings, I should say, or 3 more, I'm sorry. From Horse Cave to Cave City to Park City, that again is producing 1.5 inch diameter hail. So again, ping pong ball sized hail possible for Cave City to Park City to Apple Grove, up toward Horse Cave if that holds together there. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust in that cell. This cell for Bowling Green to Plum Springs, Three Forks, so on and so forth. That cell is no longer severe, although it's likely still very loud there. A severe thunderstorm warning for Hazard to Daisy to Hyden again for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and quarter-sized hail. And a severe thunderstorm warning down here for Williamsburg to Pleasant View to Emlyn, again for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and 1 inch diameter hail. Again, we do expect that these storms will continue to rise to the north, and then eventually this line that you're seeing get together back out here to the west, that will push into Kentucky later on tonight, again around the overnight hours. Severe risk will really drop after western Kentucky, so your main risk for central and eastern Kentucky right now is going to be, or for tonight, is going to be right now through the next few hours. Whereas western Kentucky, you got like a solid 12-hour window. Again, guys, if you're looking for forecast information, we just posted brand new outlooks to our Twitter and Facebook. I ask that you go look at those to help clean up some of the questions. The hail threat is, in fact, going out here. It's now 2.75 inches. This is baseball-sized hail now occurring out here for, once again, the Land Between the Lakes National Recreation Area toward Donaldson and Canton, Kentucky. Again, baseball-sized hail occurring out here. This is absolutely enough to cause injuries, crush your vehicle's glass, crush your glass on your side of your house if the wind is blowing hard enough to push those things there, and really, again, cause a lot of injuries out there. Remain indoors if you're Donaldson, Canton, Linton, Kentucky. If you get hit by one of these baseball-sized hailstones, you're going to be ending up in the hospital. Stay inside if you're out here anywhere in this purple box right now. Again, if you look at those maps on the Facebook and Twitter, I may not have posted legends on them, but you can tell by looking at them the greatest risk is to the west there, and then hopefully provide some context clues. Again, we do have legends and outlooks on those previous posts as well if you want to try to compare. I just didn't have time to type all that out today, folks. Again, we're live on the broadcast. One-man show here. Conform, thank you for that, or do not conform. Thank you for that $5 donation. I appreciate that, my friend. When this tornado warning expires, I will go through the outlooks and the forecast information again. But right now, we're focused on that tornado warning cell out there in southwestern Kentucky. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning for Horse Cave to Cave City to Park City. Again, 1.5 inch diameter possible, 1.5 inch ping pong ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust possible for this area here. And again, we do have severe warnings out here for eastern Kentucky, where we do see the possibility of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts from Hyden to Hazard to Die Block and to Daisy. And once again, for Williamsburg to Emlyn to Pleasant View. We will let you guys know if you need to go to shelter. The only place that needs to go to shelter right now is this purple boxed area. Donaldson, Linton, Canton, Boatwright, Faxon, and Hamlin. This is the only place that needs to be in shelter at this moment. Can the tornado watch be expanded into the future? If it is, it will be soon. I haven't seen anything about it right now. Let me go ahead and look, see if there's any communications happening on that. Okay, so they are considering expanding the watch. I will pull it up here in just 1 second. It's about 50-50 right now on whether they do it, according to the Storm Prediction Center. I will pull it up here and show you where they're considering adding that watch to. Right now, it's if they do add it, it will just be expanded to the east and northeast. Again, to include places like Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Litchfield, Bowling Green, Brownsville, Morgantown, Lewisburg, Russellville, Dareville, Tompkinsville, Edmonton, Campbellsville, Boonville, Manchester, Barberville, Broadhead, Danville, Harrodsburg, Jamestown, Monticello, Burkesville, so on and so forth. Again, this has not been issued yet, but this is where they're considering expanding that watch to. So once again, this has not been issued yet, but this is where they're considering expanding that watch to. Do I think it should be expanded? I think you can argue that it could. I personally, I would go with a severe thunderstorm watch because I think the hail threat and damaging wind threat is greatest for central and eastern Kentucky. The tornado risk is much lower. It's still not zero, obviously, but it's much lower. But again, I do think either way you slice it. Oh, we'll see how the next 30 minutes or so rolls. That's probably what the SPC is doing as well. But if these storms can continue to hold on in Kentucky, I think you will see that watch get expanded. Is Litchfield considered Western or Central Kentucky? That's a good question. Again, it's all about context. What I refer to as Litchfield as is West Central. So again, right on that line there. So I'll kind of draw those if you guys want, but just to reiterate, want to say one more time. This area out here in purple, Donaldson, Canton, and Linton, they should be in their safe spots. Even if that's not a tornado on the ground, that is massive baseball-sized hail that can absolutely cause injuries and for your vehicles to be destroyed. So again, please remain indoors out there if you're in that purple area. I want to show you guys real quickly while we have a quick second here. I'm going to turn off the radar. We're going to go to the outlooks and just kind of show you guys real quickly where those outlooks are once more here, and then we're going to kind of shut this down a little bit. Again, I'm going to cut off eastern Kentucky a little bit so we can just zoom in a little bit more to the more prone areas, if you will. You've been the best this week. Andrew, I appreciate that. I know, Christine, that's why I'm going over it right now. This orange area is a 3 out of 5 risk. Yellow area is a 2 out of 5 risk. Green area is a 1 out of 5 risk. Again, I couldn't type all that stuff out on the Facebook and Twitter posts, guys, because, again, I just one-man show here. So I just didn't have time. I was already on the broadcast. Here is your tornado outlook, pretty much matching those same areas. Yellow is a 10% tornado risk. This hatched area indicates a significant tornado risk. This brown area is a 5% tornado risk. By the way, you can pause this video on these maps and kind of go through them yourself here. They have the ability to pause the videos on YouTube and Facebook. 2% in green, by the way, as well. So again, very much lower on the eastern side. So just think about it like this tonight, guys. The more west you are in Kentucky, the greater your risk tonight. The central portion, if you're in the middle of Kentucky there, you're at about 50-50. If you're on the far right or the eastern portion of Kentucky there, it's about maybe a 10% chance of severe weather, okay? Your wind risk here looks a lot like the general outlook map, 30% in red, 15% yellow. And if someone wants to go to the Facebook and Twitter post and comment what the keys are, I would love that. Again, if you could help out with that. 5% in brown, 15% in yellow, 30% in red. Angelica, thank you for your $10 donation. I appreciate that. Says, here we go again. Be safe, everybody. Yeah, so we know about the tornado warning in Trigg County. We've been talking about that for a little bit there. Again, right now I'm trying to give all the outlook maps here. Once again, hail risk. Again, significant hail risk out here, western Kentucky. You can see just outside of that hatched area, we do have a hail risk of baseball size right now. So again, it kind of shows you that these risk maps, I think, are a little bit too far west. I think you could argue they should be expanded a little bit more east, but we'll just see how that trends. Again, 15% in yellow, 5% in brown. So those are your outlook maps. Once again, you can rewind, go back, pause, so on and so forth to look at those. Yes, I'm aware the new postings did not include the keys, guys. I didn't have time to type those out, folks. Again, time frame is anywhere between now and about 3 a.m. Eastern time, folks. Let me add in a snippet here on the please refer to previous post. Previous Outlook post. Oh my goodness, I can't type. Outlook post for keys. Again, I know that's not ideal. It makes you guys have to work a little bit harder. But again, I'm a one-man show here, folks. I'm trying to get everybody's questions answered at the same time here. A lot of our team is doing their day jobs right now. Yes, we are live on both YouTube and Facebook. I want to get that kill. Okay, just to recap here, what we have right now is a tornado warning out here for Donaldson, Canton, and Linton areas out here in far western Kentucky, where I don't think a tornado is actually occurring, but that's what the warning is for. I think this is mainly a dangerous severe thunderstorm capable of baseball-sized hail out here in far southwestern Kentucky. Over here in central Kentucky, we do have a severe warning that's going to be for Horse Cave to Cave City to Park City. Again, this is going to be for ping pong ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust out here, so you need to remain indoors along the I-65 corridor there. Once again, from Cave City to Park City, and if this continues on, will be toward Horse Cave, Hardyville, Monroe, Kentucky. Back out here toward Scottsville, strong thunderstorm going on there, but not severe. Over here toward eastern Kentucky, that severe warning has been trimmed off a little bit down here for Hazard, Daisy, Cumberland, Kentucky, and far eastern portions of the state. Mainly 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and some small hail occurring there. Same thing for Pleasant View to Emlyn. Again, mainly 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, small hail occurring there. No, this storm is not in Murray. Yes, it's out of 100%. Cynthia, I think, is too far north tonight from most of the severe weather, but once again, be on the lookout tonight. Again, that's going to be the same answer for a lot of you folks north of the I-64 corridor there. Radcliffe at a risk of severe weather tonight. Not going to answer too many backyard questions, folks. I want to make sure we're paying attention to the map here. By the way, latest rainfall totals. I know I've seen some people asking about that. Last 48 hours. Here are your latest rainfall totals, completely maxed out on the Mesonet map there. And we do expect an additional 3 to 5 inches generally for most of Kentucky tonight, going into Saturday as well as Sunday. Southwestern Kentucky, I have some very bad news for you. We could see a potential of up to another 6 to 8 inches out there, which could bring places like Marshall County up to about 16 to maybe even 18 inches of rainfall by the time this is all said and done. Again, lots and lots of historical rainfall occurring throughout a good chunk of Kentucky, not only today, but yesterday, the day before that, and then, of course, going into the weekend. I'm trying to include all this map here. There should be a map that shows these risk things. There are. We just went over that about 5 minutes ago for, I think, the 4th time, and then we posted it on our pages. Severe Thunderstorm Watch has been issued, so they went with Severe Thunderstorm Watch. I haven't shown those in a while, so I need to show those again. I need to change the color on this to yellow. I don't know why that's like salmon color for. Okay, I'm glad they went with severe thunderstorm watch, by the way. So let's go ahead and read the bulletin here. It has not been updated yet. Once again, we do have watches active right now. Turn off the radar for just 1 second so you guys can look at this. I'm gonna get this posted out to our page real quickly. 1 second. Come on. Chrissy, thank you for your $20 donation. I appreciate that so much. I'm gonna get this posted out to the page real quickly. Okay, I'll zoom back in on it for you guys here. Again, this is the current watches and warnings watch. Tornado watch in pink, in that yellow or whatever color I chose there. That is going to be your severe thunderstorm watch. By the way, that severe thunderstorm watch goes for the next 5 hours. So that again points to what I've been saying as well. I think the central and eastern Kentucky threat is mainly for these prefrontal cells, not necessarily for the main line later on tonight. Whereas out there in western Kentucky, you have a threat from both lines. Okay, I'm just going to get this posted out to our pages real quickly. So sorry. Again, most of our team is doing their day jobs. I'm really the only one that stays 24/7 here, which is fine, obviously. But that means I got to do a little bit of extra side work here, which is okay. Time does this end? 10 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, that is posted on our Twitter if you guys want to zoom in and view on that more. It's also about to be posted to our Facebook. Okay, that map is now out on our Facebook and Twitter for you guys to view if you want to zoom in anymore. For now, we are going to turn it off. Get back to our warnings here. Out here in far southwestern Kentucky, we still have that tornado warning active. Again, I really don't think that's a tornado on the ground. That type of rotation indicates more of a hail core. But they are sticking with the tornado warning again, which is not a bad idea at all because there is still some rotation there and a nice little hook still there as well. So this could spin up or down either way right now. Again, I think about golf ball size tail possible right now for Donaldson to Linton to Canton. And if that hail size keeps decreasing, this may be going more surface based. Again, out here for Horse Cave to Cave City to Park City, we have a nice hail core here of quarter size to 60-mile-per-hour wind gust in that area. They have dropped those probabilities down a little bit. To Hazard and Daisy, again, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, the main threat here, along with quarter size tail. The same thing for Pleasant View. Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. This is going to be for Cadiz and Gracie, Kentucky. Again, this is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, about golf ball size tail, and a tornado possible tag on it. Again, this is going to be for Christian and Trigg counties out there in southwestern Kentucky. So I think you're going to see that tornado warning probably get canceled here soon. Again, all these storms are traveling mainly northeast today. Mainly northeast, guys. No, these cells right here will miss Owensboro. Whoever asked about that, the one that may hit Owensboro is over here toward Elizabethtown, Illinois, and Marion, Kentucky, out there in western Kentucky. Again, these cells are mainly traveling northeast. I'll turn these storm tracks on for just a second. I'm not a big fan of the storm tracks. I think it clogs the radar. But again, I'll turn these on for a second. These are the ways that the storms are trending here or heading toward. Just to help you guys visually, mainly north, a little bit of an eastern wiggle. You do have some cells that are heading a little bit more east, but again, we will let you guys know. And you can also follow the boxes too, right? Follow the polygons. So you see this cell is this polygon's pointing to the northeast there. That's going to the northeast. This polygon's pointing more to the east here. That's going to the east. This polygon's more to the northeast. That's going northeast. So you can follow the polygons tonight too. That will help you guys a lot. No, there's not a tornado going toward Glasgow. Yes, this warning right here does have a tornado possible tag on it just to the west of Hopkinsville. This cell will likely go just to the north of Bowling Green. We'll see how that tracks. A little bit too far away at the moment to see how that tracks. These storms can wiggle, guys. All right, I'm turning these back off for now. I want to thank you guys again for all of your shares on the broadcast. Again, throughout the last few days, not only today, but the last few days. So thank you guys again for all of your shares on the broadcast. You guys are helping to keep folks informed and updated on what to expect. Thank you guys again a lot for your help with helping to spread the information out. I really do appreciate that. Cancel, George? What? Which one? The trainer warning? What got canceled? These are not the only storm cells tonight. No, we still have this big old line out here that's just now developing. Wow, look at Texas. Oh my goodness, this kind of reminds me of Western Kentucky the other day. I just want to check down here for just a second. See if I can show you guys an example of good rotation. 1 sec. Wow, they have so many radar gaps out here in Texas. What in the world? You would think for like a central tornado portion of the states, you would have more radars out here. But there is a reason for that. We can't get into. Because you guys will get mad at me. Nah, not really. I was trying to find a good example of rotation for you guys. I like to try and show you guys those things so whenever you're looking at the weather-wise radar, you can kind of notice them yourself. Yes, the warning. We refresh it. Still showing up for me right now. I imagine though, if this keeps going to more of a hell threat, they'll probably cancel this warning. I don't see them. I don't see them leaving that there for a non-tornado signature, which I'm not really seeing right now. Yeah, I don't really see. Is there a correlation dropout here at all? Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything real spinny about this. Of course, there is some broad upper level rotation that always indicates more hail damaging winds. But I don't really see any surface-based rotation. Again, check it back in for our folks along the I-65 corridor here, down here in Horse Cave and Cave City. This warning is going to be for 1-inch diameter hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. More specifically for Cave City right now, right along that I-65 line there, from about mile marker. What? It showed me the. Wait a second. Let me see something here. I just want to see something. Because right now I'm on a. They gave me a special link to try out today. So I want to see if maybe I have a setting wrong. That's weird because up here in Louisville, it gave me the exit numbers. Maybe I'm not zooming in far enough. Hang on, I'm just checking something, guys. I'm trying to get the exit numbers down here for you guys. Yeah, there we go. So I just wasn't zooming in far enough. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so from exit number, again, I-65 here, exit number, oh my goodness, little exits right there. 53, about 53 there. Exit number 53 to about 58, so about a 5-mile stretch there, right? So again, you're gonna have, that's a little bit more than 5 miles. But again, you have Horse Cave, Cave City. I was trying to give you guys more specifics on the I-65 line there because I know there's a lot of folks traveling. It's obviously evening rush hour. So again, 53 to 58 exit numbers there for I-65. Look out, some nice hail coming there. Yeah, still not seeing a whole lot of rotation there. I bet you we are seeing a large hail core, which we are. Quite the large hail core. Again, this is going to be for Katie's, the Gracie, Julian, Caledonia, or however the heck you pronounce that, to Newstead, to Roaring Spring. This is going to be for 1.75 inch diameter hail up to golf ball sized hail. Tornado possible tag on it, as well as 60 mile per hour wind gust in that warning box there. Again, over here for Horse Cave to Cave City, that warning there for 60 mile per hour wind gust and quarter size hail. Over here for far eastern Kentucky to Hazard to Daisy, that storm seems to just be stalling there. A 60 mile per hour wind gust and small hail. Over here for Williamsburg to Pleasant View to Mount Ash, 60 mile per hour wind gust and small hail there. Again, our threat goes until the watch, severe thunderstorm watch that we just posted to our Twitter and Facebook, that goes until 10 p.m. Eastern time. Your tornado watch goes until 11 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, it is pouring here. Yep. I'm not going to zoom in too much. I don't want you guys to know exactly what street I'm on, but it's pouring here in Ratcliffe. Go ahead and fix this because I already know it's not working, which it's not. So let's go ahead and fix that. There we go. Let me text the camera real quick. I want to see which camera's pointing south. See, would know a lot better than I do. Which camera is pointing south or west, my friend? I'm so tired of hearing the rain sound, man. I'm so tired of it. Oh my goodness. My poor basement. I did not think Louisville will be added to the watch. Strong thunderstorm activity in Bowling Green right now. Under that severe thunderstorm watch for the next 5 hours. Same thing for Pembroke and Trenton, Kentucky. Do I think the severe thunderstorm watch will expand into, what did she say? Bullitt County? Going to be very close. I think at this point, though, they'll probably just leave it. But you're on the border of it. And my advice, guys, to anyone that finds themselves on the border of a watch, again, because you got to remember, human beings are drawing the outlines for these watches. They may wiggle their hand a little bit or whatever it might be. So again, I always, my best advice to anyone that finds themselves on the border of a watch, always act like you're in that watch that you're bordering, right? So even for places like Russellville to Adairsville, Morgantown, Hartford, where you're technically in that severe thunderstorm watch, of course, just kind of play it by ear there. Places like Mount Washington, Shepherdsville, Lawrenceburg, Lexington, Winchester, West Liberty, Sailorsville, Pikeville. Again, on the borders of these watches, folks, just always act like you're in it, even if you're not shaded. Again, that's just a good rule of thumb to be proactive. That's correct, Marie, and it's probably larger by now. Lots of rain out there. Hopkinsville is not in a warning just yet. This warning is just to your west, but you are in a watch. Weeping Willow, hello, welcome in, my friend. Again, I do think there's a severe risk in Owensboro later on tonight. Again, I think that severe risk is pretty much generally for all of Kentucky. Will the tornado watch be expanded into the thunderstorm watch? No. Again, they've already made that clear decision to go with the thunderstorm watch. They wouldn't change the level of that watch at that point, because a severe thunderstorm watch does still carry the potential of tornadoes. Yeah, this watch had to have been canceled. It's just not updating on the radar yet. I believe this purple box here that you're seeing has been canceled. New severe thunderstorm warning just to the south of Somerset. Over here, let's go ahead and switch the radar. Again, this is going to be for 60 mile per hour wind gust and 1 inch diameter hail for Laurel, Pulaski, and McCreary counties out there. Just to the south of Somerset, this is heading more toward London, Kentucky. Again, 60 mile per hour wind gust and quarter size hail, the main threat there. Your warning over here for central Kentucky has been expanded slightly. into Horse Cave, as well as Uno and Bear Wallow, Kentucky. This is going to be for 1-inch diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts there, again, for the next 31 minutes. I just want to take a look around and see our velocity charts here. Yeah, no rotation at all in this cell, so this tornado warning has been canceled because you can see it hasn't been updated. It just hasn't updated on the radar yet. Some very broad upper level rotation in Horse Cave right now, again indicating a hell core is occurring there. Let's go out here to Eastern Kentucky. No rotation there at all. Yeah, no rotation at all here in Eastern Kentucky for any of those warnings. So no rotation anywhere right now in Kentucky, again, except for the Horse Cave cell. That's upper level rotation there. Let's check this hell core out here for southwestern Kentucky. That's not the hell core map. This one is decent, but not nearly as large as it was back here just to the east of Murray. Nice little hell core over there for Elkton, Kentucky. Not severe yet, though. Stare, the supercells that we're watching are already on the map right here, my friend. Again, we could have more development to the south, but again, these are your main cells right now. No, Anissa, the warm air is kind of already in place. Far eastern Kentucky warning has been dropped, so now we'll kind of zoom in a little bit more toward these 3 warnings here. I'm gonna turn off these lightning strikes too, just to clean up the radar. We all know it's lightning outside, right, guys? So again, we're just gonna turn off the lightning strikes there. I don't think we really need those. Oh, I bet, Audrey. By the way, you guys can send me any photos or videos to our Facebook DM box. Again, Weather Now Kentucky on Facebook. From Highsville looking toward Horse Cave. Okay. Again, thank you guys for everyone that's sharing the broadcast. Again, thank you guys very much. Man, I hate that I can't freaking... This irritates me so much. I can't freaking blow up these videos. You can do that right there. That's about as big as I'm going to be able to get that. You can hear my voice in the background. What the heck? Yeah, so pause that right there. So what you just caught there is a wall cloud, again indicating a severe thunderstorm. Does have a little bit of an inflow tail right there. Again, upper level rotation is occurring on that storm. So definitely good indications there of a hell core and a downburst of winds. Oh, hi. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Want to say hi real quick while you're in here? Say real quick hi. Oh, we have no tornado warnings. Again, no tornado warnings active, so you can say hi to Samuel real quick. Say hi. Say hi, everybody. Hi. Hi.
Bubby. Yay. You look stupid.
Yeah. Everybody. Say hi. Hi. Here you go. Thank you for the charge, by the way. Got plugged in. Love you guys. It's the captain right there. Yes, he is. Just let me clear my phone out, please. Thank you. Okay. Yes, he's ready to give you all the weather report. Yeah, he is. He loves me back. He loves seeing all the colors on the radar there. So again, for those of you that are tuning in here, just to the west of Hopkinsville to Gracie to Katie's, a severe thunderstorm warning there for 1.25-inch diameter hail. So that hell core is shrinking. Sorry about that. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust there For Horse Cave, up toward Uno, Bear Wallow, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and 1-inch diameter hail there on that nice storm. Down here just to the southeast of Somerset, we do have another severe warning going to be for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and 1-inch diameter hail. So very common theme right now. 60-mile-per-hour winds and some small hail occurring. Or quarter-sized hail, sorry. Reflectivity map is your rain and the rate at which it's going down. Your velocity map is your wind gust map. I completely understand, Jack. Jack and Rhonda. Proud of you, man. You look happy and get to do the things you love to do. I appreciate that, my friend. Murray, Kentucky, just casual thunderstorms going on there right now. Again, while we have a second, do want to go over the current watches that we have at the moment. Where in the road? What radar are we on? Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness, I'm blind. So you want to go over the current watches and warnings that we have right now. Again, severe thunderstorm warning for this yellow. I want to change this. This is not supposed to be like this brown color. It's supposed to be more yellowish. How's that look now? Why is it? Why? I cannot get the color that I usually have for some reason. I need to go down a little bit, maybe. This is not. Oh, that's because I have the opacity turned down. That's what it is. There we go. There we go. Now you guys can see it a lot better. Here are your current watches and warnings. In yellow, a severe thunderstorm watch goes for the next 5 hours to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. In purple out here is your tornado watch for the next 6 hours, which would be 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, at this point, I do not see these being expanded, so I know there's going to be a lot of folks that ask about that. At this point, I do not see those being expanded. A second. I'm trying to remember where that was positioned at. Does anyone in LaRue County know where this is facing? South, north, east, or west? I need to figure that out. Shelby, I wouldn't doubt that. When it first started down there in Callaway County, it did look like it had some surface-based rotation on it. We do not use future radar, Ronnie, but we can show you the model data. Once again, this is not going to be 100% perfect, but this does kind of show you the general risk. What in the world? That's not updating. Oh, the website's frozen. Nice. Everyone's on Pivotal Weather right now trying to get the forecast information. Come on. Come on. I think everyone has a severe risk tonight. Obviously, the counties that are shaded right now are at the higher probabilities. Okay, Pivotal Weather's just not one to load. Nice. Love it. Thank you. Finally. Okay, so this is the future look into the future here. Again, it's not going to be 100% accurate on the positions of these cells, but just look at the overall motion. Okay, this is valid for 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You can look at the time frame up here, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, for example. And we'll go forward here. 6 p.m. Eastern Time does show that rotating, does show that cell that's in Cave City and Horse Cave right now, rotating as it heads to the east toward Hodgeville, and we do have that camera there. We're going to try to get positioned in the right position to look at that cell. Actually, that's Taylor County. I'm lying to you. That's not Hodgeville. But again, we do see the potential for cells, and you can see that this is pretty much the only cells that the models are expecting to pick up. And then you have that main line later on tonight around 11 p.m. to about 11 p.m. Eastern Time or so. Knock on the door of Western Kentucky. It will be quite severe, and that entire line is rotating there. And then as it gets a little bit further into Kentucky, like let's say around Madisonville to Hopkinsville to Owensboro, that's when that line quickly dies down, turns into a mainly rain threat. Maybe some small severe threat on the far southern side of that line, but mainly just a lot, and I do mean a lot more rainfall on the way for tonight. So Joey, you're saying this is pointed west-southwest right now? It's not a bad spot for this to be in if this cell out here in Western Kentucky goes there. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. I'm trying to learn LaRue County a little bit better. Again, we're going to hopefully expand this camera network in the future. Can't talk about that too much right now, but we are working behind the scenes. Yeah, so that's correct. So the main concern for the yellow zone is these pop-up cells. All right. There will be a small severe risk with that main line as well, but it's definitely not nearly as great with the pink area. The main risk for this yellow zone, this is why you see that severe thunderstorm watch right now, is going to be for pop-up cells between now and 10 p.m. Eastern time. The main risk out there in pink is both for the pop-up cells now and for that main line later on tonight. So again, hopefully that clears up some of that confusion there. Madison, I would still have those plans in place. Again, if you are very close to a watch box, my advice to you is to act like you're in the watch. Same thing for Bullitt County. It's going to be very close, Mason. Thank you to everyone that's sharing the broadcast, all the new followers and subscribers. Again, thank you guys very much for all of your support and helping us to spread the information out to as many folks as possible. Thank you guys for helping us to keep lives safe here. All right, so that's enough with the watches for now. I feel like we've really exhausted that. Also, these are posted on our Twitter and Facebook, so you can go look at those maps there. Okay, they're really trimming off this warning here for really just for Uno, Rowletts, Kentucky. Let's go turn the radar back on here. Down here toward Trenton, Pembroke, and Elkton, just strong thunderstorm activity there with lots of lightning. Nothing severe at the moment. Over here toward Gracie, just to the west here in Montgomery. Again, we do have a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and 1-inch diameter hail threat there, but that cell looks like it's starting to die down a little bit. And these will recycle, so they'll die down a little bit and then pick back up, die down a little bit and then pick back up, so on and so forth. Over here, just to the southeast of Somerset and Burnside, going toward Highway 1003 out there. Again, a severe warning for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and some small hail. Looking to see if we see any rotation anywhere. I do not see any rotation anywhere on this map right now. Again, guys, please go look at the maps and see if you're in those watches. If you're in those watches, you need to pay attention a little bit closer tonight. If you're not in those watches, still keep a loose eye on things, but not as much of a threat for those areas. Again, these supercells are heading mainly northeast. The main line's heading mainly east. Sorry, I was putting some gum in, or a mint in. I didn't think you guys would want to see that. Yes, if this storm keeps going near Cadiz, it could clip Muhlenberg here after a while. Again, that's probably about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes away. But once again, we'll keep an eye on that and let you guys know. Right now, it's on the weakening trend. I'm just looking at some of the analysis over here off the stream. Well, this is called the violent tornado parameter. Don't be scared by that name, okay? Just want you to know what I'm looking at here. Basically, this tries to tell us where the best mixing is occurring for the potential for tornadoes to occur. Okay, yes, it is a bit elevated in Kentucky right now, but just for context, look down there in Arkansas. Look down there in Arkansas. Wow. So again, this is the very low end of the spectrum. This is mainly because of all the heat we saw come in. But this is where the best mixing currently is out here in Arkansas. That is an incredibly high number right there. The very, very long night down there for central northeastern Arkansas. And as for us here, we do have 3 severe warnings. Just to the west of Hopkinsville, probably going to go just north of Hopkinsville, just to the east of Horse Cave now, and just to the southeast of Somerset into Burnside, Kentucky. As of right now, those are the only 3 severe warnings. We do have watches out. Both of those maps have been posted to our page. You can go look at those on Twitter or Facebook. Again, the watch goes for the next 5 hours, so you know your threat goes for the next 5 hours if you're in yellow. And pink, that watch went for another 6 hours. So your time frame is anywhere generally between now and about midnight to 1 a.m. Eastern time on those watches. So that kind of gives you a general time frame of when to expect things. It's gone up slightly for some folks. The tornado odds have gone up slightly for some folks. That's why you've seen some of these watches and outlooks get expanded. Yeah, Gretchen, it just costs a lot of money. Thank you, Kenzie. This is WeatherWise Radar. You can see it scrolling in the sponsor section here soon, called weatherwise.app. If you go type that into your browser, it'll pull up the radar, and you can either use it in your browser or download their app right there. Again, shout out to all of our sponsors, Right Implement, FBI Buildings, Hyper Roofing, and WeatherWise for allowing us to be here for you guys 24/7. We hope that you consider either shopping at their stores or supporting or contracting their businesses, of course, because they support us. So thank you guys again. Thank you to our sponsors and once more for allowing us to be here for you guys 24/7. Amber, still a general severe thunderstorm risk for Lexington. Again, even outside of those watch areas, still a general severe risk. Much on the lower side, but still need to keep a loose eye on things. Who's driving a motorcycle right now? Am I hearing that right? Oh no, that's gotta be one of the worst mufflers I think I've ever heard on a sports car. I'm trying to see who is driving a motorcycle right now. It'd be crazy. Hydroplaning everywhere. E-Town is in that severe watch. Needs to be paying attention until 10 p.m. Eastern time at least. Again, you can see these maps on our pages. Same thing for Danville. Again, you can see these maps on our pages, guys. I ask that you go look at those so I can try to save my voice. Please, 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 please. It's been a long week. Yes, Mason. Kendall, still need to be paying attention until about a 10 p.m. Eastern time up there, my friend. So which camera's pointing south? I need to know which camera's pointing south in Hodgenville because we can see the storm. He told me a couple days ago where these cameras were faced, and I cannot remember. He told me a couple days ago, and of course I can't find the message. And of course I can't find it. Trying to get these cameras where we can see, so we can see a little bit of it right there. Again, these are in Hodgeville. I'm trying to look for the one that's pointing south so we can watch these storms come in. That one Joey was telling me the one of the high school by McDonald's is closest facing south. Okay, thank you. I'm glad we have someone in here from LaRue County helping me out. That's a good camera, by the way. And that one, I can control that camera too. 1 second. I'm going to log in so I can control this camera so we can move it if we need to. So this one right now is facing south, Joey, right? We may be able to see this storm, at least the outside edge of it. So this is the camera I can control. I can control the other ones too, but I have to sign into all these different sites. So this one's pointing south. Okay, great. Oh, we got a lot of LaRue County fans in here. Hello. Let's lift this up to the cloud deck a little bit more there. Let's zoom in a little bit. Again, these cameras right now, I know it says has cams up there, but that was a pre-made template. We're gonna have to change that. This right now, these cameras are courtesy of Telecast Communications, which they do offer some great internet, by the way, as well, and a lot of other things. So make sure you go check them out. Telecast Communications. This is based in Magnolia and Buffalo. Perfect. I don't know if we're gonna be able to see this because this storm is, as you can see on the radar there, it's about, what is that, about 15 to 20 miles away from Hodgeville at least. Because obviously we can see the rain shower. I was trying to see if we could see the cloud deck there, but they might be just a little bit too far away. Thank you for helping to answer questions. Yes, all this rain, all this heat is making just a little bit foggy outside, so I think the storm's just a little bit too far away right now. But we can kind of zoom out and see the base of the clouds there. If you got good enough vision anyway, you see the base of the clouds there, just on the left side of the screen there. That's where your clearing is. Obviously, where it looks nice and foggy right there. Almost, yeah, I think we can see it a little bit. That almost looks like a very faded picture of a wall cloud. Buffalo's about 8 miles. Okay, Buffalo's 8 miles. We probably got 15 miles there, so this is probably about 30 miles away. So yeah, it's just a little bit too far away, but I think we can see the base of the wall cloud there. All right, I'll try to show you on the screen. Of course, it's not going to capture my mouse. Let's not pull that over there. That's really unfortunate. Okay, so just for reference, George, this is facing south. So McDonald's is south. I'm trying to remember these. So this is south for the McDonald's. And so obviously toward the school. Just for reference, guys, this baseball field here is probably like what, southwest? Yeah, it might be inverted, so I need your guys' feedback. Again, guys, the watches have been posted to our page. Right now I'm trying to calibrate this camera. Look how good a quality this camera is too. Again, Telecast Communications, by the way. So that's south, and then that's north. So north. So this would be east. This would be southeast. The baseball field would be like east, like southeast, and this would probably be east. And then when we go over here, we can spend it looking at the tower. Look at the look at the water rising out there. Look at the water rising out there in LaRue County. You've even got to be approaching some homes out there. Hopefully that doesn't become the case. I'll come photobomb you. So this right here is basically, that was south. This has to be north, right? And then yeah, so this would be, so they're facing the radar tower here, of course, would be west. Okay, I think I have my bearings about me now. We're gonna put this back over here to where it was, so Cam doesn't yell at me. Although he wouldn't yell at me. All right, we'll keep an eye on that. So right now we're facing pretty much southeast with a little bit of east wiggle there. Okay, kind of got those going now. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you guys for your patience. I was trying to calibrate my brain there to process those cameras. Again, hopefully our goal is to try and grow those cameras. If you do want cameras in your county for us to use and look at to keep you guys safe during severe weather, and also allow for some better response times, make sure you reach out to your local emergency management offices and have them reach out to us. Okay. Looks like they're going to allow this warning to expire. So this warning is expired out here, just to the west here. This cell is pretty much dying down. Over here toward Summersville, Greensburg, Hardyville, still that severe warning there for 1-inch diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. This is becoming more rain dominant as well. I bet you this is probably dying down a little bit as well. Over here just to the east of Somerset into Burnside, going toward Dykes, Whitsom, Goodwater, Kentucky. Again, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, the main threat there. So pretty borderline severe warnings right now. We're gonna still stay here live with you and see how these trend. Yes, Gabby, 10%. 10%. Sorry, high school is southwest, southeast at high school ball field. Okay, yeah. So I got it with me now. I got it with me now. Hang on, let me. Okay, okay. I had to put it into the bank there. Now that we have a moment once again, I do just kind of want to go over where the current outlook is right now and where the current watches and warnings are. So again, if you were asking for forecast information, listen up real quickly. We're about to go over it again here. A level 3 out of 5 risk does exist just to the western side of Jefferson County, western side of Hardin County, Grayson County, western side of Warren County, to the points east or west here, where that orange zone is. A 3 out of 5 risk does exist. Again, this has been posted to our page if you want to look at it a little bit further. For the yellow zones here, again, a 2 out of 5 risk. So it's more east you go, the more that risk drops down. Your green zone here is your 1 out of 5 risk, but once again, you kind of look down here towards Somerset, where you see, even in that 1 out of 5 risk, we do have a severe warning. So again, everyone kind of needs to be paying attention tonight, whether you're in a watch or not. So that kind of helps to answer some of your questions as well. Your tornado odds look like this. And again, I'm going to kind of just zoom in on central and western Kentucky here. That yellow zone is your 10% risk. The brown zone is under a 5% risk. The green zone is under a 2% risk. So again, the more west you go, the greater your risk. And again, that hatched area is the possibility of a significant tornado. Significant being anything greater than EF2. All right. Your wind risk looks like this: 30% in red, yellow is 15%, and brown is 5%. Again, the more west you go, that's a good idea, Cam. Yeah. I don't know if you had to see that, but we just went through the whole shaping around there. That storm was just far enough away down here in Horse Cave going toward, what was that, Hardyville, where we couldn't really see it, but we could see the base of the wall cloud. If it was a lot clearer outside of today, you can have a little bit of fog out there from the warm air coming in on that cold rain. Again, we could probably see that a little bit clearer, but again, it's just far enough away. That's not the camera's fault. That's just the way the environment is right now. But you could see, which you could see very well there, though, was a lot of the water starting to build up out here in LaRue County. So pan that over again. I'm getting better at this. Where am I at? Okay, I'm at the okay. So now I'm looking almost south. Is that water or just mud? I guess those are the new homes being built there, and you got the water going in behind it. Is this so? For those of you in LaRue County, I'm just curious: is this usually a body of water back here, or is this water being built up, or a little bit of both? By the way, thank you to Cam and Telecast Communications for providing the 3 cameras that we have here. And if you go to their page, they are working on more. If you have a business, there is a great advertising opportunity there, just to let you guys know. And what about this water over here? I'm sure this isn't normal, right? There's no way that this is normal. A little of both. It's a common flood area since all that has started being developed. Either George is tired or he had a gummy. Oh, buddy, I'm tired. There's no answer to that. There's no clear cut to that question. I think the most sleep I've gotten in the last 4 nights is 2.5 hours. Robin with the $2 donation says Litchfield, Kentucky. Again, in that watch area until 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Severe thunderstorm watch. Thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate that. That's $1 million lake. Are you serious? Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna put the camera back before Cam yells at me. Did I go the wrong way there? Oh no, I just went further. There we go. Look at the response time though. Okay, I'm gonna go up just a little bit. I think Cam had it up just a little bit, but like right there. Yeah, Freeman Lake is very, very high, overtaking some of the pavilions out there. Okay, so those are your risk maps once again. I do want to show you the current watches that we have out right now. Put those on there. Go back to our main screen. Again, here are your current watches right now. Yellow being your severe thunderstorm watch. Pink being your tornado watch. Severe thunderstorm watch goes until 10 p.m. Eastern time. Tornado watch goes until 11 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, I got you, Mason. I got you, Mason. That's a very clear picture. Also, yes. Yes, it is. I'm sort of hoping that this storm here, and again, it wouldn't be great for you guys, but I'm sort of hoping for just research purposes on the camera and stuff. I'm kind of hoping this storm here kind of lasts long enough to get to Hodgenville. Again, not to be producing any severe weather, but just enough to see that structure. Just seeing the camera spinning in circles. Just George trying to figure out where to face it. Are these watches going to expand further north? That's a good question. If they are, it would be later on. Right now, I do not see that happening, but it's going to be very close. I do not see these watches moving east. Usually lives there, but it's higher due to the rain. Okay, gotcha, Christy. Again, right now, just general strong to severe thunderstorms occurring. I do want to go take this off now. Again, these maps have all been posted to our Twitter and Facebook. You can go look at those, folks, whenever you would like. I want to just check back in on these storms that we have now because we do still have three severe thunderstorms. And yeah, dude, I wish this storm was 10 miles closer. I bet you we could see it. This is some nice upper level rotation occurring. Again, not low level. So for you folks at Summersville and Lob, this is likely indicating a decent hail core, as well as a decent downburst of winds occurring of up to 60 miles per hour. Warning over here for Eastern Pulaski has been canceled, and so has the Western. So we only have one severe warning right now. I'm still going to stick live here with you guys for a little bit, and there goes that one. All warnings have been canceled. I think I'm going to stick on here for a few more minutes, though, because I just want to watch how these trend. And I bet you if we go over here and look, we know the reason why these are being canceled. Let's see here. Or why these aren't really growing. No, there's still some nice... Oh, these are actually going into a more favorable environment. Is it the temperatures? Let's see here. Yes, it is the temperatures. So again, you kind of see down here along the parkways to point south, the temperatures are 70 degrees-ish to even 80 degrees. And again, the more north you go, the cooler you get because that's where the rain has been lasting longer. And again, as these storms are getting more to the north, they're going into more slightly stable air. So again, and also you can kind of already see the impact. So these storms are helping to tame the environment a little bit. So you can see where that storm in Hart County kind of went through there, and see how it's slightly cooler along that line right there. So these storms are working to help to try and tame the environment. We'll see if that environment can recover now that the storms are kind of getting out of the way. So you can see why I don't think the storm or the watches that we saw earlier when you guys were asking, can these expand or move north? And you see why I said I don't think so, because when you go north or when you go further east, the temperatures are much, much lower. And again, on a night like tonight, you probably need these temperatures to be above 65 degrees-ish. Usually you could get away with 60. Ideally, you want these above 70 to support severe weather. And again, it still might get there. Let's see here. Do we have any Theta E out there? Yes, we do. So these temperatures are still might rise some more here. Yeah, so these temperatures might still rise some more. Dress up as a fortune teller? Oh, maybe. That's a good idea. Again, right now there are no tornado warnings active in Kentucky. Yeah, Arkansas is going to have a big outbreak today. Do we have any cameras out there we can kind of look at? I just want to see these storms. Do I have the HAZ cams turned on? I don't think I have the HAZ cams turned on. Let's turn that on. There are some chasers out there. Oh, there's a chaser right behind a warning right here. Again, this is not in Kentucky, but right now we're kind of having a lull in Kentucky just a little bit. And I want to stay live here with you. I just want to see. So this is via the HAZ cams in the WeatherWise app, one of the greatest features. Again, this is in Avery, Texas. This is from my Storm Chaser, part of the HAZ cams network. A lot of bubbly clouds out there. Usually indicates quite the severe day. Look how clear it is in Arkansas right now. That's not a good sign. So if you have any friends or family in Arkansas, I'm sure they already know. But yeah, that's not a good sign down there at all whatsoever. Again, no severe warnings active in our state right now. It's a good sign. Again, that watch goes until 10 p.m. Eastern time. If you're in that yellow area, in the pink area, where that tornado watch is, that one goes to 11 p.m. Eastern time. Southwest of Grayson looking. This one's been on the weakening trend for quite a while. Yeah, I'm not really seeing. That's definitely not tight enough. See, yeah, there's not really a whole lot right now. They look like very strong thunderstorms, but not necessarily severe at the moment. Again, I'm gonna stay here with you guys live because I would hate to, dude. I hate when I end a broadcast and that severe warning comes out. So I'm gonna stay here just for a second. No, I do not think Owensboro will be put under a tornado watch at this time. That could change, but again, right now, I think at this time, the answer is probably no. How many more days of this do we have until it's sunny period again? Probably until Monday. Probably until Monday. Again, Weeping Willow, the storm threat goes until at least probably about midnight tonight or so. And then, by the way, tonight we have another plume of rain coming in. All right, Misty, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Could Campbellsville be in one? I think Campbellsville's already in that severe thunderstorm watch. Again, your watches are right here, guys. Yes, they are. Again, here are your watches one more time. If we don't see a warning come out in the next 5 minutes, though, I'm going to take a break. I can't give my thoughts on potential tornado warnings. I can only do watches, guys. When you start talking about warnings or specific odds by county, that's way too specific. That's way too specific. Again, your tornado watch is in pink. Your severe thunderstorm watch is in yellow. Vicky with the $50 donation. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much for your kindness, Vicky. I appreciate that so much. Look at that chaser's camera now. Oh wow! Look at those clouds out there. That if you ever see clouds rolling in like that and those nice bubbles and ripples, you know it's going to be a very long day. How much more rain is expected? At least another 3 to 6 inches. Oh, here we go. Again, this is not in Kentucky. Oh, this is pre-recorded footage. Man, come on. Tricked me there. This person's in a really good position to intercept something later on. Again, for those of you tuning in, we don't have any active warnings in the state right now, but we do have watches out. Yellow is a severe thunderstorm watch until 10 p.m. Eastern time. In your pink, you have a tornado watch until 11 p.m. Eastern time. No, there are no tornadoes in Kentucky right now to worry about. The weather has been very wild for the last few days. It's been definitely one of the more exhausting stretches in a long time. Yeah, I haven't seen any rotation in a while. Whoever was asking about that. Are the storms tonight comparable to Wednesday night's round of storms? They will be for Arkansas, maybe West Tennessee, maybe far West Kentucky. But as for the rest of Kentucky, no. Mason, right now, I think the watches are for any prefrontal cells. We may see an expansion or not expansion, I'm sorry, but an extension of the time of the watches later on. But we'll have to just play that by ear. All right, I'm turning these watches off for a second. I'm going to check the radar again. Okay, let's go ahead and check our velocities everywhere. Nothing, 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 nothing at all. A very broad rotation here between Greensburg and Summersville, but that's not nearly tight enough to produce anything. No, there's not really any immediate threats. So what we're going to do now is end our coverage for now. And again, we will be back because I do expect that these storms will take back up at some point. But I don't want to take up your time if these aren't severe or life threatening. There's no point in being live here. So I'm gonna take a break here. Probably go try to smash some dinner real quickly so we can be in a good mood for you guys tonight. But again, we're going to take a break for now. Nothing severe in the state. You're going to hear loud thunderstorms, but loud does not equal severe. All right. All the maps and everything that we talked about on this broadcast will be on our pages for you guys to view. Of course, we'll see you guys here later. I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with Weather Now Kentucky. Until next time, stay safe, folks.